Duh.
It's a beautiful thing, the destruction of words. You won't have seen the dictionary, 10th edition yet, Smith? It's that thick. The 11th edition will be that thick.
Well, the revolution will be complete when the language is perfect.
Published in 1949, 1984 was George Orwell's ninth and final book. A dystopian science fiction novel and cautionary tale, it explores themes of mass surveillance, totalitarianism, human behavior, torture, revisionist history, and the class system. Inspired by the tyrannical governments of Stalinist Russia and Nazi Germany, 1984 takes place in a world of perpetual war, omnipresent surveillance, and oppressive propaganda. And if you're thinking to yourself, hey, wait a minute, I live in a world of perpetual war, omnipresent surveillance, and oppressive propaganda. Well, all I can say is,
welcome to the party, pal!
1984 the movie is a 1984 dystopian film written and directed by Michael Radford and starring John Hurt, Richard Burton, Susanna Hamilton, and Cyril Cusack. And just as a reminder, 1984 begins in London, the capital city of Airstrip One in the totalitarian state of Oceania. On April 4th in the year, can you guess which year this movie takes place? 2025. Wow, what are the odds? No, come on, it takes place in 1984. Winston Smith, a fact-checker for the Ministry of Truth, along with his fellow comrades, take part in the 2 Minutes Hate, a daily ritual established by the government to maintain control over the populace. Citizens are encouraged to express their hate against enemies of the party in a show of vitriolic patriotism. A deluge of disgust aimed at Emmanuel Goldstein, the villain against whom the party is fighting. Winston's job at the Ministry of Truth is to help gaslight residents of the state by rewriting history at the discretion of Big Brother. Though never appearing in public, the image of Big Brother is omnipresent. Posters, billboards, and two-way television screens offer ever-present reminders that Big Brother is watching. But in a dark corner of his apartment, secreted away from the watchful eye of the telescreen, Winston finds solace in a hidden diary.
Freedom is the freedom to say 2 + 2 = 4.
The very act of thinking out of line, let alone expressing your ruminations on paper, is considered a thought crime.
War is peace.
I'm sorry, what? Are you talking to me?
Freedom is slavery.
That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
It's a contradiction. It's doublethink. Freedom is literally the state of not being enslaved.
You know, I never thought of it like that. Ignorance is strength.
Now, f*** off. Winston recognizes the dire state of his existence and believes that if there is hope, it's to be found with the proles, the proletariat lower class who are less affected by the historical lies of Big Brother. After watching the public executions of enemies of the state, Winston reflects on a carnal experience he had with a prole prostitute 3 years prior. Later, he returns to the shop where he purchased his diary to peruse knickknacks of the old world. As he leaves the shop, he exchanges glances with fellow party worker Julia. He hates her immediately and contemplates whether he should denounce her to the party before she beats him to the punch. But after another chance encounter, Julia gives him a secret message and professes her love for him, inviting Winston to meet her at Victory Square. Winston obliges, attending the public rally in what used to be Trafalgar Square. The citizens of Oceania are shown propaganda films about their ongoing war with Eurasia and Eastasia.
Oceania is at war with Eastasia. Oceania has always been at war with Eastasia.
And they witness the executions of numerous prisoners of war. In the middle of the rally, Julia approaches Winston and hands him a note, inviting him to join her in a clandestine meeting. Shortly thereafter, they meet in a remote countryside location far from the gaze of Big Brother and begin an illicit affair.
I hate purity. I hate goodness. I want everyone corrupt.
Well, I ought to suit you then.
You know, bumping uglies and whatnot. Winston rents out the room above the proletarian knick-knack shop, and the two thought criminals continue their secret sacrilegious sexcapades. And for a time, it's good. Together, they dream of rebellion.
They make you say anything. But they can't make you believe it.
Oh god, this projectionist is driving me insane. Around the same time, Winston catches the eye of O'Brien, a member of the Ingsoc Inner Party. Okay, let's break this down a bit. The movie references several groups, and it's important to know who's who. Ingsoc is English socialism, the political system of Oceania, which is ruled by Big Brother. The Inner Party consists of high-ranking officials and is akin to an upper or oligarchic class. The Outer Party, of which Winston is a member, would be more in line with the middle class, and the proles are the lower class. And while Winston knows that O'Brien is a member of the Inner Party, he also believes him to be a thought criminal like himself. During a brief meeting in O'Brien's office, after learning that the Inner Party has the ability to turn off Big Brother's surveillance, Winston is told that a resistance to the party does in fact exist.
There are thought criminals who maintain that the resistance is not real. Believe me, Winston, it is very real. They are not an organization in the sense we know. Nothing holds it together but an idea.
O'Brien gives Winston a new copy of the Dictionary of Newspeak, which turns out to be a copy of Emmanuel Goldstein's book. Winston reads it eagerly and shares Goldstein's ideas with Julia. Unfortunately, their secret affair and traitorous transgressions have been recorded by a hidden telescreen. They are arrested by the Thought Police and taken to the Ministry of Love, where Winston encounters his former neighbor, Parsons, who has been tortured into a blubbering, emotional mess.
I'm grateful I've been discovered before it's too late.
Winston finds out that O'Brien is not the thought criminal he suspected, but rather an instrument in his own demise. It was a setup, man! Winston is beaten and tortured relentlessly. During his rehabilitation, O'Brien references his diary, and his writing that freedom is the freedom to say 2 + 2 = 4. It's an eloquent way of saying that freedom is being able to speak the truth. But this kind of thought crime isn't acceptable to the party.
How many fingers, Winston?
4. I suppose there are 4. I tried to see 5. I wish I could.
Which do you wish? To persuade me that you can see 5, or really to see them?
Really to see them.
O'Brien explains that sometimes 2 + 2 = 5, or 3, or anything else, whatever the party determines.
Oh, hey, it's me.
Oh, what do you want now?
Do you love me?
Do you mind? I'm trying to finish the movie. Do you mind?
Sorry.
Despite endless torture, Winston still believes that the party will get its comeuppance, that the people will rise up and tear the party to pieces. When O'Brien asks Winston for evidence of this, the physically broken traitor cites Goldstein's book, to which O'Brien reveals himself to be the author.
I wrote it. Or at least I collaborated in writing it.
And when asked about his true feelings of Big Brother, Winston reveals that he hates him.
Room 101.
He's then carted off to room 101 for his final rehabilitation. This is a room where enemies of the party are faced with their worst fear, and for Winston, it's rats. He immediately turns on Julia, a symbolic representation of his hatred for Big Brother, and with his rehabilitation complete, he is released from his imprisonment. A while later, at the Chestnut Tree Cafe, Winston and Julia meet and discuss how they betrayed each other, how they ratted each other out, so to speak. And a broadcast of Winston confessing his sins, both real and fictional, is shown on every telescreen. The broadcast ends with the face of Big Brother staring out at the masses. Winston turns away with tears in his eyes as he thinks the words,
I love you.
Oh, come on, man. You got one job to do. What the hell is going on up there? Hello? Hello? Oh, this is ridiculous. Does no one work here anymore? Anyway, a lot of people like the film adaptation of 1984, and I'm one of them. I think it gets a lot of things right, but personally, I think it feels incomplete. I'm not one to make a habit of saying things like, yeah, but the book is better when it comes to adapted works. For one, I think it's usually a given. There's a reason the book was turned into a movie, but I mostly steer clear of that cliche by viewing books and movies as different art forms with different advantages and disadvantages. That being said, 1984 is perfectly okay on its own, but really hits its stride as a companion piece. Much of the denser, more engaging ideas from Orwell's novel are omitted for obvious reasons. The movie hits hard with imagery, but feels oddly hollow when it comes to character development or establishing motivation. It's there, but it's subtle to the point that I think viewers unfamiliar with the source material might get lost in the world building that occurred in a different medium. It certainly makes up for a lot of its deficiencies with other elements. The casting is wonderful and everyone gives it their all, particularly John Hurt and Richard Burton, who are both phenomenal here. The tone and atmosphere of the movie are spot on as well. There's a palpable sense of isolation and hopelessness in every frame.
Looks like meat. Tastes like meat. Isn't meat at all. Double plus good.
It genuinely feels like Orwell's pages have come to life. The ending is different, true, but it's handled in a brilliantly melancholic way that leaves Winston's immediate future open to debate. I mean, he's still going to get shot, but depending on how you look at it, it offers a faint glimmer of hope or is oppressively depressing. On the whole, I highly recommend watching 1984, but please, for the love of God, read the book first. Not just for the sake of truly enjoying this movie, but for the sake of understanding its parallels to our modern landscape. Is it just me, or is this a really long hallway? I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who would balk at the idea that we are living in a modern version of 1984.
Oh, please, excuse me, I must be psychotic then!
Just like I'm sure there were a lot of people living in Oceania who didn't question Big Brother or the party. There are plenty of folks out there who don't bother or care to think too hard about the actions of their government or the ruling elites. But make no mistake, we are embedded in the muck. We alter media that we deem inappropriate or dated.
The lie becomes truth, and then becomes a lie again.
We castrate art for the sake of widespread appeal. We redefine words or ban their use through social engineering, which is super retarded. Like, there are people using the term unalived unironically. Orwell literally coined the term unperson, and we're gonna pretend we aren't living in Airstrip One?
Eurasia is our ally. Eurasia has always been our ally.
We banish voices that don't conform to the sensibilities of the masses, and the technological stranglehold of Silicon Valley and their global brethren has only exacerbated the situation. Ever wonder if your smartphone or computer are watching and listening to you? Guess what? They are! Ever worked for a company that tracked your keystrokes?
Computer says nah.
Ever been shadow banned or kicked off of a social media platform for saying the quote-unquote wrong thing? Ever been shunned by friends or family for not adhering blindly to the message?
Why is everyone so f***ing stupid?
I'll bet you have. And if these examples don't apply directly, I'll bet you could name a dozen more that do.
Which can only lead to thought crime.
The world of Orwell's 1984 isn't an unimaginable dystopian fantasy. It is the world in which we live. Its influence grows with each passing moment, but we don't abide in the name of Big Brother. We abide in the name of safety, or to protect the children, or to show allegiance to a political party. We fall in line by force or by free will, but we all fall in line. I mean, for f***'s sakes, we have people being debanked because of their political views and affiliations. We have multiple nations quarantining free speech like it's a virus. The dystopia is here. The dystopia is now. What are you going to do about it?
Holy crap, dude, lighten it up a bit.
Well, is that too much?
Just a bit, yeah.
All right, noted. And what exactly is the problem up here, Pete?
Truth be told, I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's not so much staying alive. Staying human's important.